Sometimes your path itself may have a warning sign, a rope across it with a warning sign saying danger, stop. This should be a warning sign to any path. If you go into your meeting and someone says, we need to get ahead of this thing, you should have sirens, you should have flashing red lights, you should have foghorns going off in your head. Because they've just announced to the entire room that this strategy meeting is going to be of the disaster variety, and everything said from here on out, we're stepping over this rope and walking down this path, regardless of the sign, the danger sign. You should never attempt to control the news by controlling or influencing the investigation. You don't want, if you're so interested or you're trying to push the news cycle to fit a certain narrative and therefore you push the investigation to fit that narrative, you have problems. You want this pain to go away. You want this allegation to go away because you're seeing the impact it's going to have on your business. It will be painful. If your senior leader is accused of sexual assault, this is going to be painful to other employees. Maybe new allegations come up. We've seen that in the news where a senior leader is accused and suddenly a bunch of other people find the courage to come forward and say, he did that to me too. So this could get painful, and the pain could get worse in the short term. But the truth uncovered during the investigation is always going to be better. It is always going to show the light. If you follow the straight path, you will find the truth and you'll be able to make the right decisions, both disciplinary and business, that you're stronger. You'll come out of it stronger. People will trust you. You're building something that is stronger and better than this initial pain. It's hard, but if you hear someone say this, you've got a fight on your hands. This is going to be the disaster meeting. And let's be real, you can't hide the truth for very long. Those days, those are over. And I don't care if you have non-disclosure agreements, if you have contracts, the truth of what you're doing behind the scenes will get out. Even if people just figure it out based on what you're saying and your behavior. You can't distort, you can't hide the truth. It will get out. So you might as well embrace it. You might as well show people that the truth is what you're interested in. You're interested in the facts. And you're going to follow your investigative process to get there. If you can't hide it, you might as well embrace it. So if you're the investigator and you're in the strategy meeting, how do you handle it? You're the junior person on the totem pole in this meeting. First of all, you need to know your stuff. You need to know the policy inside and out. You need to know the process that you follow inside and out. So even if you're just starting out, if you're a beginner, if you're just going through your investigative training, you need to know everything you've been taught so far to your level of experience. Know what you're doing. And if you feel like you don't, if you feel like there's some discipline where you don't have the knowledge or experience, insist on training. Bug your boss. Go out and look for training. There are different price points. There are different trainings. There's online training. There's in-person training. Find the training so that you can become better at what you do. If you attend that meeting with that confidence in your discipline and in your knowledge of what you're doing, when you talk, when you give your side or your opinion, you will be reassuring everyone around you because you're telling them, don't worry, I know what I'm doing. I've got this. You're starting to calm down that initial panic reaction. And they look at you and say, oh, okay, our investigator is on the ball. They know what they're doing. And then as time goes on and you build consistently, your track record starts to speak volumes. You start to say, look, we had a difficult case last year. It turned out fine. It was tough. It was painful, but we came out right in the end. Trust me, this is different, I know, but let me do my job. Give me time to do my job. And you may have to stand your ground. You may have to be firm, and that's tough. When you're sitting in a meeting with your organization's president and your general counsel and all of these people who are really smart and really good at what they do and they know their job, and you have to stand up and say, stop, you're going down the wrong path, you're doing this wrong. That is really hard. It's a good skill to have as an investigator. You need to be assertive. You have to be able to stand up for yourself. You have to be able to be assertive like that. But doing it in front of your leaders, these are the people who control your employment. So I understand it's a super hard thing to do, but you may have to do it. But at the end of the day, if the president of the company decides to go down the wrong path and they refuse to listen to you, no matter what you say, no matter how many times you quote the policy, how many times you say, listen, let me handle this, give me some time. If they still want to go down the wrong path, you have a tough decision to make. You are the one who is going to be on the hook for this. If they're telling you, we want you to investigate it this way, and that's not the normal way, if they want to do the exception, the violation of policy, your name is the one that's going to be on the final report. Your name is going to be associated with the case, not them. So you have to make this tough decision. Are you willing to go down that path? Are you willing to violate that policy? Are you willing to do something you know isn't wrong? And it may be just a little tweak and you can live with that, but it may be something that is really going to impact your credibility in the industry, your credibility as an investigator. You may have to make a tough decision. Maybe that's not the place for you. If your leadership is willing to take the wrong path despite all arguments and evidence, that may not be the right place for you. And that's not a great solution. I understand that. That's not what you want to hear. But do you want to work somewhere that is willing to violate their own policies, especially in something this important? Are they protecting a senior leader who is sexually assaulting junior members of your organization to save the business? Are they willing to protect them? And is that something you can live with? I'm not telling you yes or no. That's a personal decision. But that's how disastrous these strategy meetings are, because it can really make you think about your position and what you're doing. So I include that here to really underscore the importance of following your process and your policy consistently. And the hope is, as you do this, as you do it consistently over time, the feelings of fear will go away. The feelings of, we need the strategy meeting, we need to figure out what to do, will go away because they already know that it's taken care of. They trust you. So over time, those strategy meetings should go down, but only if you're showing them you can do the job and you know what you're doing and you can be trusted. Your policy is king, queen, emperor, almighty ruler of everything you do. You have a process, you have a policy, you have roles, and you have authorization, all articulated in your policy. So when this strategy meeting is called, turn it into the positive meeting by focusing on the allegations, focusing on your policy. And like I said, it can turn into a positive meeting if you do that, but it can go south very quickly as well. So tips for everyone involved: don't panic. Step back, take a deep breath. Think about, what do we know? We know that one person has made an allegation against another. We don't know if it's true. We don't know if it's false. We just know the allegation has been made. Let's investigate. Take a deep breath. You can adapt, even if it seems different, if it seems out of the ordinary, if it seems worse than normal. It's not. You can adapt. Your policy will fit. It will apply. Trust it. Trust your process. Trust the people you have invested in. And despite short-term pain, you will come to the right outcome. All right, so what's next? The ebook Tips for Leaders in Preparing for Misconduct is being released today. So you can go to the website, marcuswilliamstraining.com. And if you subscribe, you will be sent a link to get that free ebook. If you're taking this as part of the course, the ebook is included in the course. There's also, if you are taking this as part of the course, there is a quiz that goes along with this lesson as well. And the next lesson will be receiving allegations of misconduct. So we've talked about preparing yourselves to receive them. Now we are going to talk about how to actually respond, what you need to do when that allegation comes in. So here at the Williams Consulting Group, we're here to help you protect what is valuable to you through this training, through our courses, through our lessons, but also in our consulting group. So if you have a particular need, if you have questions, you can contact us and we can help. If you need that outside objective view, we can help with that as well.